Hello to you all, I'm Andrew. I'm going to give you a quick unofficial video demonstration, as it were, of the TopoMaps app, or should I say TopoMaps Plus app, and you'll have to excuse the red dot reflection of my camera. Okay, so let's get started. This is it here. This is the logo you're looking for. Hopefully you can see that. This one right here. Green background, picture of a hiker. Let's open it up. Okay, let me begin with the usual throat clearing and cautionary tales. No map is 100% accurate, and although the map I'm about to show you does depict transmission lines and right-of-way access roads, these are not necessarily based on legal access roads, so don't rely on them for getting you, not dropping you into troublesome situations. We obviously have other apps for that we can refer to. So yeah, don't rely on it 100%, and yes, it won't show you legal access. Now, that being said, it is an extremely useful tool to have in your toolbox, specifically because this thing right here, where it says download. What this lets you do is it lets you download map tiles for a region that you've selected, for you to use offline for when you have no cell phone service. Your blue dot showing your location will still show up on your downloaded maps, and these will open automatically once you lose signal, so you'll be able to have real-time navigational observation, as it were. It does give you an option to guide you to places. I haven't used that yet. I wouldn't rely on it anyway. So, alright, let's get started. First thing, top right hand corner, let's open that one. It gives you the options of the maps to choose. Right now I've got USGS Topo selected. This is not the map you want to use. Scroll down, go to this thing right here that says Thunder Forest Topo. This is the map you want, and we'll see why in a second. Let's scroll to out in the back of Beyond area, and let's say McNary Ross. Now let's zoom in. This is where this thing comes into play. Now, hopefully the camera is picking this up. As you can already see, we're seeing the transmission line, not just the transmission line, but it's actually depicting the towers. And that is extremely useful. And I want to say, we'll get into this later, but I want to say about here is where you'll get to in resolution of your low resolution maps. But like I say, we'll get to that in a second. So, Thunder Forest Topo map. Pick this one because it will give you this display, and this is the clearest, with most clarity, I should say. As you can see, the transmission line, forest logging roads, and then transmission line access roads here, depicted right here. And then obviously your typical topographic lines indicating elevation, shaded areas, yeah, just nice familiar backdrop to a topographic map. Just to point out some of these features, these pictures of these towers, these are waypoints that I've put in myself, which you can do too. This waypoint says 145/2. That's tower 145/2 on the McNary Ross. Let's see, what's this one right here? 144/2. Any of you familiar with these districts, you'll know this is the district boundary for Longview. You can drop waypoints. This waypoint here, for example, this is nice stark relief. I'm going to go, oh yeah, that looks like a problem. I've written in there blocked. That's right. I got so far, this road has been bulldozed, etc., etc., so I know not to take that, and if I'm going back online, to take the long way around. And as you can see, I've traced myself driving on a road that was perfectly fine, logging road. They were doing some skyline or high lead, whichever you call it, extracting timber on this hillside here. It's not shown on the map. So I've just given myself a little bonus there for next time when I go there to do the patrol, which could be, as we all know, it could be months and months, and you'll have forgotten all that by then. So first thing you need to do, download your maps. So you click on download and it'll go like this. Now, as you can see here, mine are saying downloaded, tap to delete, because obviously I've already downloaded the high resolution. Now the high resolution maps only come with, you'll see this little padlock here, what they call the map pass. Tap your tiles where you want to download, the area that you want to download. And then occasionally, because it's very easy to lose track, I would recommend occasionally come out of your downloading, zoom out, make sure you're going in the right direction that you think the line is headed. This kind of stuff. Make sure, the last thing you want to do is get out into the wilderness with no signal, be using your map, and then your blue dot goes into a grey shaded grid because you didn't download the tile. That would just be a nightmare. Let's zoom in again. Okay, so I'm coming up McCloskey Creek Road. I want to record this for the next time round, so I go to this one here, add. Let's open add. Here's where our adding options. So I'm trying to keep the phone still here. The first one is trace route on map. That's when you literally do that with your finger. You can draw on the map. Or your option is record track while hiking. That's the one you want. Record track while hiking. Okay, so it's taken me back to Hubbard. In here you can put in, like I said, I showed you, I've put in, you know, this is the road to 144/2, whatever it is. Scroll down, go to route color, and pick the awesome looking high visibility green. Once you start moving, this area here will now begin to accumulate data. This will trace, you know, how much elevation you might gain, how much you'll lose. You know, you may go up, you may come down, whatever. It'll give you an average speed and it'll give you a trip time. You can pause and it will come up with a little window. Do you want to pause recording? You go yes, pause recording, because you might pull up at a time. You're going to get out, make some measurements, and you're going to keep going, but you want to be recording where you're going. So you can pause and then you can stop once you're done. Stop record. Do you want to stop recording the trip? Yes. I don't need this obviously because we haven't recorded anything. Delete the route. Yes. Okay. So again, to the add, record the track while hiking. Let's look at a waypoint. You can add a waypoint on the map or add at your current location. Let's go add a waypoint on map. It says move the crosshairs. So if you press and hold onto there, boom, and then go up here. Don't forget to go up here, add. So it will tell you the address that it has found, much like if you drop a pin on Google Map and Google Map will search its database and go, oh, this is XYZ. And then here's your symbols. That's the tower that I use to depict a specific tower. And then this is our cool looking hazard symbol from the ICS library of symbols right here. So that just gives you an idea. These are some of the symbols you can use to drop as a waypoint. So you tag your waypoint. You can write in there and done. Boom. Let me go back to that and it tells me that's that. And then I can scroll all the way down and delete because I don't need it. There we go. I don't want to confuse things. That's pretty much it. Let's go back. This is the other really important thing to do. Sync. Now you can do this. You don't have to be plugged into your laptop, backing up your phone, syncing your phone. You can do this anytime. It's like data syncing VM Planner. Just do it anytime you want. Anytime you have a signal, go ahead and sync. That's an important one right there, to sync. In map data, so let's pull up route. It pulls up routes. This just shows you some of the things that I've been recording, like Forest Grove Tillamook, for example. Tracks. Let's look at some tracks. As you can see, these are some of the things. Put details in just to, you know, like here for example, a gate with BPA lock to 24/1. Just give yourself a reminder, some information. This one is timber tap 6/2 to 7/5, no BPA lock on the gate, etc. You get the idea. Let's go back to map data, waypoints. For example, this is McNary Ross, 147/5, view and hike. So you'll know to get ready. 145/6, cell signal. It's a good idea. Just fill in some data. So if anything happens, at least you know which direction to head to go get a cell signal. Just general stuff like that. But you can do this how you want to do it. And then location, this one right here, bottom left. Touch on location. The first press on it, it will pull you up like this with just the map oriented in the north. Press again and it will take, well, it might not, yeah, it will take you into real time whichever direction you're facing. It will do this sometimes also. It will want you to calibrate the screen so that it's getting the correct, so that your blue dot will always be pointing this way and the map will orientate itself in relation to your direction, kind of thing. So right now it shows that I'm pointing almost to the south. Turn that off. I usually just have it on this one because when the map is changing, it starts to confuse matters. The final thing I'll point out is the share option. So for example, myself and one of the leads, we've been working simultaneously on the McNary Ross. I've recorded some routes. Let's say he's going back there next week and he has TopoMaps. So I go share some map data with friends. So deselect all because it will automatically select everything for you to share. Now this is where I scroll through all my stuff. And I know 145/06, let's say he's going to 145/06, so it'd be like, I want to share that one, sharing one trip, syncs passes, does a quick sync, gets you ready. What this does is it creates a web address. I'm going to send it via email. Here, topomaps.parsapp.com, as you can see. Hit send. He'll receive that in his email, he'll touch on it, it will open in Safari or a web browser, and then it will also say at the top, would you like to open in TopoMaps? So you can open it in TopoMaps and it will pull up that route. Let's cancel that. And the cool thing about when you open it, it will open it with whatever map background I had, as you can see right here on the Thunder Forest Topo. So if I mail this to the lead who's going up here next week, this is what will open. And it will save, I mean, this is a great feature of the app. It will save a tremendous amount of time, because just we can all reflect on stories of how much time we've lost just driving around trying to find access that just isn't panning out and all this kind of stuff. This can save a bunch of time and it will just make patrols much more efficient. So yeah, TopoMaps Plus. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Hope it wasn't too boring, and be safe out there.